Hey, how's it going, everyone? I hope you all are having an amazing day. So recently, over the past couple months, there have been a lot of newer shonen coming out, newer just manga in general over in Japan. I guess not over the months, I guess I could say over the year and a bit. For those unaware, you're probably aware, the newer generation is starting to show itself with series like Kagurabachi, Ichi the Witch, and all those super popular, there's even Ruri Dragon, which has been blowing up in Japan recently. I think I saw on Twitter 1.43 million copies in circulation throughout volume 1 and 5, which is crazy for something I thought was underground. I guess here in the West it is, but over in Japan it is insanely popular. I want to show some newer shonen manga or seinen manga that have come out that I don't think gets enough attention, at least that I think it deserves. But before I start this video, according to YouTube, I think it's around 80% of you guys that watch these videos are not subscribed. So if you like this video and you'd like to see more, scroll down, hit that sub button for me. Thank you all so much. Without further ado, let's talk about some manga. So yeah, a lot of these I do own. Now you're like, these don't have English releases. I bought them in Japanese. It's kind of a spoiler for my upcoming manga haul, but that's not going to be for a little bit. So, just I'll wipe your brain, the Men in Black, just, we'll do one of those after this video. So you guys are completely unaware when that manga haul comes, but it's about time. Let's talk about some phenomenal manga. I think the longest one we have running here is 7 volumes that I personally love, but I have 4 physicals, and then there's one digital I want to talk about, or at least one I don't have yet that I would love to get my hands on. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into the video. Now, the first series I want to talk about is War of the Adults. So for those unaware, War of the Adults is a brand new series released, it's by Jump. Well, this is released by Jump Comics. I don't know exactly what website you can read it on. Oh my god, this series is so good. I'm going to show some B-roll of some of the covers. There are only 3 current volumes out for this series, and I think so far this series is fucking fantastic. I love the dystopian but like modern kind of feel this series has, with like a super weird basis to it that I think just mixes so well. I'll give like a quick minute or two like synopsis on this series for you guys, for those that are interested. I put a couple of my boys on this series. I first found this series a long time ago, just scrolling through one of those websites I read my manga on, looking for something to read because I was bored, and I saw this guy, and oh my god, is it good. It started to trend a little bit on Twitter too for a little bit, so it's definitely not like underground, but I think for people, I think it is heavily underrated. So pretty much the synopsis to this manga is this kid who was a delinquent ended up realizing that there's more to life than just beating people up. So he decided he wants to, quote unquote, be an adult. So he writes a book, or at least, jots down notes about how to be a good adult. One where he catches people smoking. He's like, you shouldn't do bad things even if people aren't watching. That's a big one, just for a second. And stuff happens. He ends up in a 15-year coma. Now, when he wakes up, he's 30 years old, and he realizes the world has changed dramatically. There has been a system input where it's not the society you once knew. It was run based on, I guess, merit and the acceptance of others. The scary part is you are being watched by anyone and everyone 24/7. And here's the twist. The person that was the catalyst, I guess you could say, for all this was the man in the coma. So it is such a super cool dystopian political-esque manga. It's not very political. I mean, it is political because it does deal with politics, but in a very sci-fi dystopian way, which I love. Also, if I haven't noticed, it's written and drawn by these people right here. I can't remember the names exactly, but these people are fantastic. I believe the artist, this is their first manga ever. The art is insane. The art is crazy in this manga. Some of my favorite art, and the story is fantastic. The twists and turns this manga really make you think about what the fuck's going on with everything here. And it's such an enjoyable read. I ended up binging all 41 chapters or 40-ish chapters in one sitting. This manga hooks you. From the first chapter on, it gets you guessing about what the hell the main character and all that has been getting themselves into, and how the hell this new world works. And I personally, reading this, I begin to kind of think in the MC where it's like, Jesus Christ. And just regular people in the world, like, who have been through comas for a decade plus. Like, I don't, obviously I can't understand it because I've never been in a coma, but how the hell can you grapple with the world after, you know, you've been gone for so long? From his time he's been in his coma, a whole new era started. The Reiwa era, or I don't know how to say it, but the Reiwa era. That just sounds so interesting to me about just how that messes with your brain and the whole new world that has been implemented and the whole new merit-based society this world works. I think it is so fascinating. I love this manga so much. Let's move on because I got other stuff to talk about and I don't want to be here for like an hour. But yeah, War of the Adults, go read it. Also, I think it was one of the mangakas that said this, or one of the people that made this manga, but they love it when overseas fans read their manga online. But not to forget to support them as well. Buy the original copies, support them any way you can, whether that's just by word of mouth or just by spreading what you enjoy, and, you know, maybe sprinkling a little bit of cash here and there. So that's what I did. I got these through an official site, so hopefully I was able to support them a little bit and give and help them throughout their journey of making this manga, because God, I want to see more so bad. I'm definitely going to pick up volume 4 when that comes out. War of the Adults, man, go check it out. Now, next is a series I have been trying to put people on. I put one of my homeboys on this one. It is, oh my God, fantastic. A really lighthearted, but not lighthearted series whatsoever. It definitely gives that shonen vibe, and that is Shinobi Undercover. Now, for those unaware, Shinobi Undercover is basically a very, like I said, lighthearted series that, as in, it doesn't take itself very seriously. But not lighthearted as in the action's pretty fucking tough, you know? It's crazy. First of all, I want to say the covers for these series are absolutely stunning. Like I said, I'll show B-roll as I talk about these series, showing off the beautiful covers and spines to these series. Oh my God, this series is so good. I picked this up recently. Like I said, a lot of this stuff I picked up recently, and this is, I truly think, an underrated gem. A gem a lot of people need to read if you're into those more, you know, classical feeling shonen. More like, I think, like Naruto in a sense, where this, I know it's ninjas, with Naruto ninjas, but I do think it does get that lighthearted, you know, when it's time for the action, it gets really down to it, and like, there's insane action in this series, but also the really lighthearted comedy moments where it's more of a school life manga. There's that, you know, there's that really lighthearted comedy. This character is very used to being alone and has grown up his whole life being ninjas, where ninjas are just pretty common in this world, where they still browse, you know, they're still traversing in society without anyone knowing. And it's pretty much a bunch of these squads, or this one squad, I think it's Squad 9, is a very underrated squad, and they're given with a task to protect this girl. I can't remember, I think her name's Eri or something like that. I can't remember exactly, but she is completely oblivious to all of this, even though sometimes it's like, open your fucking eyes, like, but it's that lighthearted, like, okay, obviously, you know, they're pulling, like, you know, it's not that serious, you know? I digress. The series is fantastic. The art in this series, I'd say, is the best art out of this entire lot. By far, it is not even close. The art is stunning in this manga that I think just blows it out of the park. That makes this so much more enjoyable. This was so good. Volume 6 just came out, so I was able to get that as well. So I'm very excited. A new release added to the pile. But yeah, bro, if you want another ninja manga that you've been craving, something, just ninjas. If you like ninjas and you want to read something about ninjas, go read Undercover Ninja. Or Shinobi Undercover, not Undercover Ninja, that's something else. Go read Shinobi Undercover if you want a more lighthearted series. Definitely go check it out. Now, taking a complete 180 from Shinobi Undercover, we're gonna move to a more, dark fantasy manga. This is pure dark fantasy. It's kind of gritty, it's very gritty, and I love it so much. And that is Centuria. So for those unaware, Centuria is, like I said, that more dark sci-fi fantasy manga, pure dark fantasy about a boy. I can't remember his name. I'm really bad at remembering names. Made by these wonderful individuals right here. And pretty much he was a slave and ended up, I'm not going to spoil it because I really want you guys to read these series, with a mysterious power where he has 100 lives and a shit ton of strength. And it's pretty much about him finding his freedom and, you know, caring for the family he loves. It definitely does have that shonen feeling to it, you know, where it's like, you know, not power friendship, but power family and all that. How it's like, you know, he'll do anything to save his family and make sure that they live harmless lives, and the world just wants nothing to do with that. They want to ruin this man and everything that he loves. So he has to step up and make sure he can he can protect his family. And I love this series. First of all, the covers, I'm gonna say the covers for this series, oh my god, easily some of my favorite covers I currently own in my collection. And I just love everything about this manga. First of all, the art, like Shinobi on the cover, is fantastic. It is absolutely amazing. I think the plotline, along with the really gritty art style, I think adds to the more dark fantasy vibe this manga has. And for those interested, this did just come out in English. Volume 1 came out, I think, a week or two ago, something like that. It came out in February, I believe. So if you are interested, go pick it up. This series is fucking fantastic. Viz is printing it in the Viz 6 size, so it's a nice big physical edition, while it does cost a little bit more. But yeah, you're wondering, why am I picking up Japanese manga? I mean, honestly, I just want to support the creators. Like I said, you're more than welcome to read stuff online, and, you know, if you have the expendable funds and you want to support a creator, support the creator. And that's what I'm doing. I'm supporting the creator. And I just really want to own the series because I love it so much. It is absolutely fantastic. Everything about this series is fantastic. The characters are amazing. I love the MC and the two female side-ish main characters. No, they're pretty side characters, but I love the band of buffoons this series has. I think it's awesome. It does have, like I said, it is more shonenized a little bit. It's not dark fantasy seinen like Berserk dark fantasy, or, you know, all that kind of stuff. There are some funny childish moments to it, but 99% of the time it is very nitty gritty and dark, with some pretty heart aching stuff. But nonetheless, I definitely recommend it if you're looking for something like that. Check out Centuria. Fantastic. Now I'm gonna save the last physical I have left for later, because I want to talk about something else. And I also want to save that one for last, because that is by far my favorite read and one of my favorite ongoing mangas. But first, I want to talk about this one manga that my homie Prem put me on. So Prem, if you're watching this, thank you very much for putting me on, because this manga is absolutely insane. I'm not going to say the whole name, but it is called The Isekai Doctor. Isekai, yeah, whatever. Another doo-doo isekai. But when I'm telling you this is anything but doo-doo, oh my god. So I'm not the biggest isekai fan. I love isekais, but I'm not like, oh, isekais are fantastic, you know. There are more bad isekais than there are good isekais. So I definitely understand those people's point of views when they say it like that. So I definitely don't like rave about isekais, but I do have my favorites: Slime, ReZero, Overlord, you know, all those kind of isekais that are just absolutely fantastic. But this one, the Isekai Doctor, I want to talk about it, one, because it is a phenomenal series. I genuinely do adore this, and I'm gonna be honest, it has some of the best art I've seen in so long. I want to talk about, you know, I talk about art for every series because art's very important, right? But the art for this, holy shit. The art for Isekai Doctor is absolutely absurd. Chapter 1, the little starts, it's like, okay, yeah, no, it's good art. It's not bad, but it's nothing breathtaking. But the later you go on, it's like, holy shit, what is this dude smoking to make stuff like this? And believe it or not, obviously it's a Doctor manga, but the dude that makes this knows their shit. They know their stuff, because apparently this dude is actually studying to become a doctor. So first of all, congrats to that dude for studying to become a doctor. That's something I could never do. And 2, having time to make a fucking manga. Are you serious? I don't believe it's just him alone. I think there is an artist as well. It's made by these two wonderful individuals, or this one individual if there's only one person doing the story and art, but if I remember correctly, there's two. They are smoking crack, very in-depth about everything medical. So if you're interested in stuff like that and you love those medical TV shows and all that, then I definitely go recommend you read this series. But even then, if you don't and you want like a really nice, like really good-looking isekai, definitely go read this series because it is amazing. The character designs are so good. The main character is really plain, but obviously, you know, that's just your average Japanese man. And then there's the the actual occupants of this isekai world, and their character designs are absolutely insane. I love them so much. They're so nice to look at. They are absolutely gorgeous. This is a series I didn't know I thought I would love, but I absolutely adored, that I think everyone should go read. I read a little bit of the medical stuff because a lot of the stuff is kind of like baseline, like, you know, stitches, you know, all those kind of like medical tools and all that, but they really go deep into the medical side of this manga. And I don't know why I always love these medical isekais, because it really shows how cool medicine is, and also like, you know, how it would work in another world that doesn't have it. I just think it's super cool. I think it's something that just scratches my brain or just itches my head that I just a section of my brain I needed itched that I didn't think I needed. But it is a fantastic series. I think you guys should absolutely read. I want to own this series so bad, but I think it's what? 2, 3, 4, 6, and 7. I didn't mean to make the joke, but that's just how it is. All those volumes are out of stock on CD Japan. I want this series so bad, because also the covers are absolutely insane. I just want to own this series so bad, but I don't want holes in my collection. That's just something I refuse to do. So I'll just have to pick it up whenever it comes in stock, or at least the entire series comes in stock. Moving on to my number 1 absolute favorite series, and that is Ultimate Exorcist Kyoshi. Now, Kyoshi is that one series that just scratches every itch that you can look for when it comes to shonen manga. This is the epitome of early 2000s shonen manga. If you're missing that vibe, if you're looking for something new, but something that gives you that nostalgic, real nostalgic feeling, this is the series for you, because by God, this series is absolutely fantastic. First of all, the covers are amazing. They're nothing crazy, but I do still think the later covers are absolutely gorgeous. Volume 7 just came out. I already have it. But this series right here is it for me. Obviously, I've known this, but after reading this series, it's really come to fruition that I love the more lighthearted shonen manga. Yes, I love action, which this is. Oh my God, is it action-packed? But it is very lighthearted, like there aren't that many stakes at hand. Well, it seems like it in the manga. You know everything's going to be okay when reading it. First off, I guess I'll talk about the synopsis of this manga. This guy, Kyoshi, is the ultimate exorcist. It's in the title, Ultimate Exorcist Kyoshi. Or he wants to become something called a cross paladin, which is the top of the top echelon. There are a bunch of ranks in the exorcist world that, you know, there's the bottom of the bottom. I don't know the names, but I know the top brass, the captains, the people that everyone looks up to are the cross paladins. And Kyoshi wants to become a cross paladin. And luckily for Kyoshi, he is absolutely broken. It's your average, you know, fairy tale kind of manga where the MC's broken as hell, wanting to become, you know, the tippity top of everything and just become a really good human being and protect those that need it. This series is so lighthearted. It is so funny. Kyoshi aura farms like crazy, and it is just all around a super enjoyable, super lighthearted, super relaxing series that I love wholeheartedly. It is by far my favorite read out of everything coming out currently. I don't think this has been going on for too long. I think maybe about a year. Maybe a little bit past a year, maybe a little bit below it. I can't really remember. I think it actually has been a year because Volume 7, it comes out once every 2 months. Yeah, so it's been going on for about a year and a bit. And I do consider it more of the newer shonen genre with, you know, things like Shinobi Undercover, Centuria, Ichi the Witch, because those have been going on around the same time and for the same length. So sadly, as good as this is, it's not selling that well, at least from my knowledge. And I really don't want it to see it go, because this genuinely could be a cornerstone in New Shonen Jump and could be one of the one of the big boys if people actually start talking about it and start reading it. If I were to compare it to anything, it would be Fairy Tail. This is very Fairy Tail coded. It does have that, you know, power of friendship stuff in it, but it is still such an enjoyable read. And honestly, I don't hate the power of friendship stuff. It makes for great moments, aura-filled MCs, and just a lot of fun. If you're looking for something fun but nothing to, like, you know, really get you in your feels later, this is the series for you, because this manga is fantastic. The cast of characters are amazing. The art, first off, the art is what screams early shonen for me, and it is absolutely fantastic. The cast of characters, I think is what I just said, are amazing. I love Kyoshi so much. I love his sidekick, obviously not his sidekick, but the other main side character. Obviously they have a rivalry. That's every classic shonen, they have a rivalry. But yeah, this is a fantastic series. I think everyone should get their hands on. And yeah, I wanted to support the creator because I really want to see this series continue, and I will be picking up new volumes as I can get them. 5 manga I absolutely adore that I think everyone should be reading right now. I really want these guys to pop off, and I really want them to continue making what they love, and I hope they love making it, because I love it. I love these series so much. But yeah, that's pretty much going to do it for this video. Let me know what you've been reading down in the description. Some newer stuff you're reading online that you're hoping for an English physical, or just newer physicals you've been picking up and reading. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Peace, take care, love y'all.